Do it.
Okay. Man, it's been a minute since we did one of these, Josh. Welcome to the cutting room floor.
I don't know why I thought about the history of the podcast right now just by looking at this glass that you've given me.
I do always give that one to you.
I have had this glass through an evolution of my life.
It's so true.
No, I'm not even joking. It's like,
so
and I'm not
true.
even. It's not even. I'm having a go at anything. I'm saying it as like it's a heartwarming thing. I'm going. I have held this glass in stages of my life. Stages. Currently, even a stage I'm going through now. All of them. You know
I
what
was going to say, is there anything that's like making you think about stages?
No, I think it's just.
No, it just.
I looked at the glass and I was going, there are many versions of you that held this glass at different times in different locations.
You know, part of it I think is probably you and I were talking about the history of the podcast before we started recording.
That might have been it too.
Yeah. And how, man, how we started this in 2019.
Yes.
6 years in.
Yeah.
The idea of going back maybe and watching the Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
As a possibility of a deep dive and how interesting it would, like we recorded that, I think at the beginning of 2018. Because then we took that time off for most of 2018 and then almost all of... No. It was just most of 2018. Because then we started film school proper in 2019.
Yeah, we started film school late 2018.
Right. The first episode we recorded Ben-Hur like right before Christmas.
Yeah, we filmed... Man, we might have even done it. Did we do it before that?
It was right before Christmas, I think, and then we dropped it. Or right after Thanksgiving, something like that, and then we dropped it in January.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Toy Story, we did at your place.
Yeah, I remember that.
We did Ben-Hur at mine.
Yeah, I remember starting it pretty quickly. We finished Two Guys, One Trek.
Yeah.
And then we really did kind of pick right into film school.
We did.
We knew what we
golf
wanted to
for
do
a
next.
while.
Yeah, we did golf for a bit, and we were going. I think we know what we want to do. And then we said, let's set out and let's go ahead and let's do our next podcast. And it's been great, genuinely.
You know, I know that you and
I
I don't need a project to get together, but
absolutely not.
I do love doing a project together. I do love it.
I agree.
You know,
evidence of that is, like I said, when we went to the Criterion Collection, we don't actually need a we just can hang out totally.
Yes.
But I am with you in terms of, I just think that's how both of our minds work.
Fun.
Is like, I would like to do a project on top of that.
It does keep us super regular.
It does, yeah.
You know?
And it does.
That and fiber.
Yeah, man.
But it does. It keeps us on a schedule of like, we know that once a week we want to get together because like, I mean, the podcast feed is out there waiting for us. Like,
I guess that is it too. Yeah, you're right. It's a thing that does keep us in a regular state. It's something that's on the schedule and on the agenda of going like, well, I do that thing too. That podcasting thing, and it is a reason to hang out also. Not that we need a reason,
but it is a nice excuse.
I do like, I don't know, I'm that kind of person where I do like doubling down and going like, I'm hanging out with my friend and I'm also finishing something too. Yeah. That's really dope.
I agree. I completely
agree. I could be doing two things at one time. That's really fun. And yeah, it's a good time. So I don't know.
So we've been doing this now. I mean, just to your point of what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
We've been doing this now for that point.
Yeah, that point.
You know, let's circle back.
Genuinely, what I brought up. Yeah, it was
for 9 years now. You know, including
it all.
TG1T. So
9 years, man. So we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary
next year.
And Josh, well, man, we had Josh and Ira too before that.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, we've been working together. I mean, that's why at the Criterion, when they asked us, like, so how'd you guys meet? I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, we both kind of were going, well, look.
How do I condense this?
This is, it's so big.
The year was 2009.
Yeah, exactly. Obama was president.
He had just gotten elected.
He'd just been in office. So,
and we did a sketch comedy group that we hated.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what makes me think. I like thinking about things like that, though, of the history of something and something carrying on and attaching on to something. Just something as simple as a glass you always drink from or a place you always eat at or something like that. That stuff always, to me, those are the things that the world, and follow me here, those are the things that the world gets wiped out or whatever the case may be and we're done or whatever.
Oh, man, okay, yeah.
Zombies. I remember things like this.
Yeah.
I'll remember and go like, this is the thing I find in the rub. I go, I drank from this glass every single time. That's the thing where it ravaged, everything's gone, and we enter back. I go, this is the glass.
Because all of
and
that.
this becomes a treasure to me.
Right, because that becomes that is representative everything
Of it all. It holds the universe in the glass. So I'm just saying, I could see it just sitting in the going, man, my life is this thing. You know what I mean?
I do.
That's what it made me think. I'm like,
beautiful, man.
how that all comes full circle.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
What a beautiful thought to share
Yes,
at the beginning
sir.
of the old cutting room floor.
Yes, sir. But I'm excited to be back at the cutting room floor.
I know.
Excited to be back to talk film and to answer questions and to ask questions and to see what you have been watching too. Because I know we've both been watching stuff as well.
Yeah, it's been a minute. God, what am I going to recommend? I've watched so much stuff. I think I'm going to recommend Sunderland Till I Die because I just finished it. Okay. And what an ending. So if this is for anybody that is interested at all in sports documentaries of any kind. If you're not interested in sports documentaries of any kind, I would recommend first watching Last Chance U Basketball or Welcome to Wrexham.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Welcome to Wrexham before.
those are the two, and I'm pretty sure that I've told you about Last Chance U Basketball.
Probably.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's so good.
I'm just not a big sports guy, but I can
but
get
it's
behind
not
it.
about the sports.
Yeah, that's what I like about these.
It's about what sports mean to people. It's about how pressure reveals character. Mm-hmm. It's about dreams, hopes and dreams. That's the reason to watch Last Chance U Basketball. Got it. Same thing. It's same reason to watch Welcome to Wrexham. Mm-hmm. But Sunderland Till I Die, all British, like no Americans involved. Yeah, I knew you would like that.
Yeah, there we go.
First 2 seasons of it are fine.
Okay.
It's really very closely sticking to the club and the players as opposed to more people in the community. Like it's more like showing the games and showing.
Are they giving background,
they do.
reference
they do,
to what's going on?
For sure. Okay. And it's like it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Mm-hmm. But what's brilliant about Welcome to Wrexham, same thing with Last Chance U Basketball, is how much they follow, not in Last Chance U Basketball, but particularly in Welcome to Wrexham, how much they follow the people in the community and how much it means to the people in the community.
Got it.
And all the things going on around that. Yeah. Season 3, so there's a gap, and I won't say why.
You're fine.
There's a gap between season 1 and 2. Between seasons 1 and 2, and then season 3 of Welcome to Sunderland Till I Die.
Got it.
Sunderland Till I Die, season 3, had me literally in tears.
Oh man!
Just a couple days ago, and I had to tell Liz about it, and I broke down even telling her about what happens.
Don't you love those things that break you down, even chatting about it, going, and then
I couldn't even share it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I was like, and then you realize it's actually this.
Exactly. And you're just holding it together just so you can explain it.
I'm telling you, if you watch that show, at the very least in the last episode, it'll get you.
Really?
And I mean the last 5 minutes of the last episode.
A good authentic anything, man, wraps me up. So yeah, I can if it's true and good and authentic and genuine. Yeah, you got me.
Sunderland Till I Die.
Wonderful.
That'll be my
recommendation.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well done.
Okay.
Yada yada.
What about you, man? What have you been watching for the past 6 months?
Fuck. I mean, a lot of stuff. Number one, but I'm gonna recommend today, MasterChef, the American version. Yeah, I'm a sucker for cooking shows, man. I can't cook. I know that, but I'm a base level cook. I could just, you know what I mean?
But your love of food.
But my love of, exactly. My love of food exceeds all. I will,
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't have to make music to
exactly.
love music.
I love food genuinely, and I adore it when people are are good at it and passionate about it. I can respect it. I go, man, and then I like to see how they create their dishes. It's very much in terms of creating a story or filmmaking or writing a book or something like that, in terms of they have their beginning, their middles, and their ends. They have their points they have to go through, and you can't rush to the ending. You can't just give us the ending because it's going to taste like shit. Basically, yes. You have to go through the steps.
Yeah,
baking
exactly.
Even more so in terms of there's a mathematical approach.
Technical. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's all chemistry.
So there's a lot that goes on in cooking, but then there's also some fucking improvisation to where you go, this ain't supposed to work, but I'm gonna throw this in. I'm gonna throw this in the mix. I'm gonna put some pineapple in this motherfucker, and I'm gonna see how this works.
We're gonna fucking
and then you eat it and you go like, yeah, this pineapple motherfucking works. Then you sit and eat something you think is gonna work, and then you go like, man, that's too much starch, or like that's too heavy, or the thing is like, you know, you can't have like a couscous or mixing with another like hard starch type thing. You know what I mean?
Couscous and potatoes. No, thank you.
Yeah, or like a heavy breaded like chicken. You know what I mean? It's a thing, and then your variations and your cook times, and then letting something rest in the oven. All of that stuff is all technical. I can understand it. I can't do it, but I can understand it, and I can cheer people on that know how to, that want to better themselves at it too. And I could see people getting better at it, and I could see people that are not getting better at it, but then want to be better at it. So I think it just reminds me of storytelling, but just with food. Yeah. Because it's the same thing.
It is. It is storytelling.
You get to taste your finished product.
They are on the hero's journey, Josh.
They really are. And Gordon Ramsay, number one, he
gets in that ass.
He fucking he tosses it up genuinely. He will let you know. That's one thing I really.
He's a hero of yours. I know he is.
He's awesome, genuinely.
Yeah.
I respect anyone that's just, he's so good at what he does. At the same time, at least what he displays on television, I've never met him in person, but what he displays on television, he's so giving at the same time. He goes, listen, anyone can cook. Anyone. If they have that passion, you can cook.
You can do it.
You genuinely can. And
I'm not here telling you that you can't do this.
Even when
I'm saying
exactly,
you didn't.
Exactly.
But I'm not saying you can't.
Exactly. Even when he cuts into people, at least to me, it's granted, it's television. He does turn it up to Gordon Ramsay level, but I don't know, the advice he's always given always seems I'm going, he's right though. Yeah. If you do these things that he's saying, you will become better. And I always see, even the cooks that aren't as good, they do become better cooks, even throughout the course of whatever elimination they're going through. It's just really, really good. And having someone like that who's up there in terms of a finished product and a professional and very good at what they do, I think as a storyteller, I would like to be judged by someone like that and have them look at my stuff and then go like, listen, here's the thing.
Because I'm here to be better.
Exactly. And they would go like, this is really great. This didn't work because of these things. And he's great at what he does. It's a good show. There's that hope in your eyes. You do pull for people. You have your favorites, then you have people that go like, this motherfucker right here, are they trying to do some shit?
Sure.
So it's just one of those good, I love cooking competitions. I love cooking shows. I like documentaries about cooking. It's one of those things where it's like wrestling almost, where I could just have that on 24 hours.
Star Trek wrestling,
cooking shows.
Yeah.
And I could just I think animal documentaries. So like those things.
Oh really? You've never recommended an animal documentary.
I'll recommend my animal doc. But like those are I think those are my 4 go-tos in terms of I can just put those on and those can play 24 hours a day.
Did I tell you
all day long?
Sorry, I am hung up on animal documentaries.
You're good.
Did I tell you about the wolf?
You did, and I haven't seen it.
That I got obsessed about.
Yes.
It was one of those ones that just got under my skin. I didn't know that I was talking to somebody that would understand.
Man, I love an animal. Just same thing. Like I'm not a veterinarian or anything like that, but you know what? But you.
I'm not an animal.
I'm not an animal. Regardless, contrary to popular belief, but I love an animal documentary. I saw what's the recent one I saw? The Night on Earth. I think it was on Netflix where it was they had a camera planted in the wild,
which one you're talking about,
at night, and then just watching
what's
the
going
animals
on at night,
and they were doing just
so much stuff.
No, really, they were.
I know.
Some were hunting, some were trying to hide, some were doing different things. It was
like
nuts.
Their whole life is at night.
But then it's how dangerous it is at night too. Like, it's so fucking dangerous with animals at night, and how people go, man, if I wasn't a human, I would. But animal, they have life easier. I think I heard somebody say that one time. I go, are you kidding me? That's life and death every fucking day.
I feel like you and I have talked about that actually.
Every single day.
People are like, "Oh, it'd be so much simpler if we just like if it was just natural." And it's like, do you know what nature is?
Nature will destroy you.
It will eat you.
Genuinely. And I'm talking everything.
It will literally eat you.
From a whale to an insect. It is dire circumstance. You are walking out the door every day going, this might be it.
You are on the edge. Yes.
Fuck.
Every day.
You know what I mean?
You're on the edge. That's what civilization is. As much as people want to get away from it all.
Fuck.
It's savage out there. It is life and death.
This is where the term vacation that human came up with is the thing is you get to taste a little bit of that. I don't need to fuck with that stuff for a moment, but I can't live on a vacation.
Sure.
That's where I think that I'm a human full on through and through, left and right. I'm a human. I like the restrictions. I like that there's laws. No, but you know what I mean, though, right? Like I don't want to be anything else. I'm like, I like this shit. This is the restrictions, the laws. I get to take a vacation and come back to my shit. You know what I mean?
I'll pay my head.
I'll pay bills.
I'll pay taxes.
Exactly.
To have AC.
To fucking be exactly the central air. I'm all about
and water.
Boy, exactly.
At my fingertips.
Water, central air, exactly. And there are some some people cross them, but there are laws and there are rules and there are communities. You can get around some shit. You know, I'm going through some stuff. It's not like, well, tough luck. This might be your last.
I might eat you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, animal documentaries too. I
didn't know. That's cool. That's
so I'll recommend some animal documentaries too. Like The Night on Earth is another. I guess I'm double recommending Night on Earth.
Yeah, no, I'm down with
it. And
it.
MasterChef. You know what I mean?
Dude, in terms of animal docs, Planet Earth.
Planet Earth, yeah.
That's the fucking standard.
Oh, yeah.
Nature on PBS. If you get the PBS app on your Apple TV.
Nice.
And you can sign up. I think it's like $5. I don't know if there is a bottom threshold or not, but you get the passport.
Cool.
And you can get like 24 seasons of nature episodes.
I could watch.
And it's fucking fire.
I could watch that shit all day.
What I'm telling
all night.
Is you can. So that'll be my second rec.
Awesome.
Is the PBS app. And watch that show Nature.
Damn.
It's baller. They've got shows going back 30 almost 40 years.
That's dope. How wouldn't you want to learn about that kind of stuff?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then they've got a science show called Nova, and Nova's dope.
Oh man! And then you add science. Science is another one where it's that you can't consume enough.
Yeah,
it's just so
because
much.
you just watch it and you're like, that's cool.
Because that's the shit that I look at on my phone. I'll just be watching Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about. So I told you, I think I talked about that. How I start my mornings with something like that now instead of doom scrolling like we all do. You know what I mean? Here and there.
Not anymore.
Thank God.
Not anymore.
No, genuinely.
I don't.
Well, that's why I started this is to not do that. I go like, all right, let's start with a video learning something or get our brain into something. So because we want to look at our phone, and I like to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, let me look at that. And I watch like Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about something, whatever. It's such a better way to start my mornings. But
yeah, dude, I'm so in favor of that.
Yeah,
like bravo.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Man.
That is mental health right there.
Yes, it is.
All right, I got a topic.
But
for
you
us.
have a topic, little birdie.
Little birdie.
So then, wow,
you know, birdie. It's not a question actually. It's a.
it's a critique.
It's a critique
on you. Wow.
So when you speak.
There's nerves and then there's what I get on.
We have not something else entirely. We have not talked about the basics in a while. Years, I think. 20.
Don't need them.
That was so loud.
It was. I'm so sorry.
Did it again. There it is.
Oh, you can't stop.
Still getting used to,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Getting used to our new microphones. Well, they're not new microphones, but our new setup here with no pop filters.
It's like there's no gate for me.
I know.
Usually I beat up against it, but now I'm like...
I know. Just to learn to be disciplined.
Well, yeah, exactly. There it is.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the basics for a while, like a long while. And it is, I mean, you joke, but it is because we went over those basics so long ago and then have repeatedly gone over them now.
Yes, we have.
200, we're on film number 231.
We've gone over it a lot of times.
Basically 231 times.
Yep.
So it's easy to forget.
Sure.
It's easy to forget the context of like we do these breakdowns and a lot of it has to do with what I want to bring up today, which is genre. But we do these breakdowns, and it's just been a really long time since we went back and took a look at like, okay, so what is it that we are actually talking about when we're talking about a love story? Or a turning point complication, or what's a fucking crisis decision. So by your leave, my friend, I thought that maybe for the next several cutting room floors, that maybe we could just like...
I would love that.
Go back over the basics.
I would love that. You can never learn it too much.
Yeah, right? It'd be so good to reinforce it, too.
I would love to... Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. The reinforcement of the lessons applied that we already know, but still the
need to be reminded of.
And reminded of these are
because
kind
they
of the
still
skeleton.
Apply.
Exactly.
They
I love that.
still apply. They are the skeleton of everything we do.
I like that.
Right?
I like it a lot.
Okay, so I wanted to start with genre.
Please.
And what is genre?
What is it?
Well, it depends on your definition.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this podcast, we've gone with a definition of genre that's very specific. Because people think genre, and genre can be, oh, that's a horror film.
Right.
Or that's a body horror. We were talking about body horror today.
Yeah, like Sideways.
Yeah.
Josh is going to need this lessons again.
So I'm glad we're doing this. Yeah. So, but it can be kind of fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
So this may not be everybody's definition of genre, but this is our definition of genre.
Right.
And there's an aspect, even just going back and looking at this diagram, which I will show if you're watching on the old YouTube here, and I'll find an image of it too.
Beautiful.
And toss it up. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'll put a link to this sheet that we're going to go over too. I'll put it in the description in the notes, so you can find it. But it's the definition that we use of genre comes from the Story Grid community, which I have been a part of for a while. Yeah,
Tom Coyne.
They're over there.
Gotcha.
They divide it up into these 5 main categories that kind of looks like a clover. And we haven't... The content genre is what you and I talk about genre.
Yeah.
All the time on this podcast.
Right.
The others, we don't really talk about that much. So even as I was looking at this, just kind of prepping myself,
we haven't discussed it as much.
I was like, man, we haven't talked about this that much.
Okay.
Right?
I'm in.
Okay. So the first genre to talk about, I think, is the most important. That's the content genres. Do you remember what I mean by content genre?
Is that the horror and crime and
Yes.
all that stuff? Yes.
So it is the question of what story are you telling?
Yep.
That is I would say the primary definition of genre that I use. And this is not a comprehensive list of what types of story there are, but I think so far in 231 movies that we've watched, there have been very few instances, at least where there was a strong story going on, because not all the movies that we've watched have had a story. But where there was a story, we were always really kind of able to fit it into one of these.
Yeah, those were the ones that we would look at and go, okay, it seems to be this.
So this may not be the end-all, be-all, is all I'm saying. But it really does pretty much cover the bases.
Question
before
we even keep going. Science fiction. I don't see that on there.
Yeah.
But what is science fiction? Is science fiction a part of that genre?
Yeah, so let's talk. Okay, so that is the perfect question to ask.
Perfect.
Underline that, keep that in mind.
Yes, sir.
We're going to go over what different types of story there are, and then let's come back to that question.
Will do.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the answer, how do I want to phrase this? The answer to the question that content genre is asking. Yes. The answer to the question that content genre is asking is, what kind of story is this? So we're talking about, what are the people doing? What are they aiming for? What are they trying to get?
Yes.
What are we as the audience getting out as a controlling theme or idea from this story that we're watching?
Yes.
Okay. So in that regard, we've got, how many of them? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. That's what I thought. Checks out. Yep.
Yeah. Working my ass off.
Good round number. And they are subdivided into internal genres and external genres. The internal genres are worldview, that's maturation plot.
Yes, sir.
Status story and morality story.
Yes, right. Yeah.
We'll go over all of those. That's what I want to do with the rest of these cutting room floors. Today
Cool.
we're just going to gloss over it, but I do want to go over all that at some point. That's the internal ones. The external, action, horror, crime, Western, performance, thriller, society, war, and love.
And those are the ones you hear about when people are describing what genre you're talking about. That's what people are saying, like, I'm telling a love story. I'm telling a horror story. I'm telling a crime story. Those are the ones how people use
At least
in almost a descriptive term.
People meaning you and me.
Well, yeah. Well,
Not
that's what
everybody uses genre in that way.
Very true.
So for example, Josh, what is a love story? Like
boy meets girl, guy meets guy. What? Yeah, it's two people connecting,
falling in love,
exactly,
or falling out of love. Like there are other love stories that are about falling out of love and coming back together.
That's right.
But when we think the baseline level, easiest, lowest hanging fruit of a love story, boy meets girl, boy and girl fall in love.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's go back to your question about sci-fi.
Science fiction.
What story is sci-fi?
What story is science fiction? Is science fiction within that clover?
I'm asking you. What story is sci-fi?
It's horror, kind of. You know what I mean? Depending on, it's fantasy.
What story is fantasy?
Horror, yeah, hero's journey. There's that in there. I mean, it depends on the science fiction story that there is.
Correct.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm talking about.
Which is why it's not a content genre.
Got it. So see,
it's a setting.
Yeah. So that's
there is no inherent story.
That's interesting to note
in sci-fi.
Genuinely, because one would think science fiction would be on that list somehow. It's like, okay, science fiction.
Well, it's like in the bookstore.
Crime,
it's in the
horror,
DVD store.
Like, I mean, yeah, exactly. There's a science fiction section, and that's interesting.
It's a setting.
That's a setting. So there's a story within that. So just so we're walking.
Yeah. So pick a sci-fi. Pick a sci-fi. Let's figure out what story. It is.
Oh God, why are there no sci-fi? Dark City.
Dark City. Okay.
Perfect.
So
Dark City.
What kind of story is Dark City?
So what kind is that? Is that?
That's a good question. I can't actually remember what he's doing. What is he doing?
He's stuck. He is stuck in a world, basically.
Right, but what is he doing? I know he wakes up, but what does he do?
What does he do in that movie again? He wakes up.
Yeah, so let's pick a different one.
Yeah.
That's probably either a crime. If he's investigating a crime, it's a crime story.
I gotta watch that movie again now that I think.
Or if he's just like on the run, it's an action story.
So okay, so it would be an action.
Probably, but I can't remember what he's doing. So pick one that you can actually remember what they're doing.
God damn, now I gotta think about science fiction movies.
Empire Strikes Back.
Perfect. Okay, there we go.
Empire Strikes Back.
It's action.
Yes.
There you go.
Why is it action?
Well, because there's a hero, there's a villain.
They're fighting for their life.
They're fighting for their life. Exactly. It's a life and death. All of it is life and death.
That's action.
That's action.
That's action.
There you go.
We're trying to survive. It's not really action's
true.
not about much more than that, usually speaking.
And with action too, you do need a master villain, correct?
You've got to have a villain. It doesn't have to be a
master
master villain,
but you have to have a villain, and then you have to, and then the hero's journey is within that loop too,
correct,
as well.
Yeah,
yes.
Action and worldview, maturation, plot. Those pair up really nicely together. Remember the internal being. Internally, how is the character changing?
Right.
So the external story that's going on is the love story teaching them how to be a better person. That's a worldview story.
See, now that's
is the love story about a pauper becoming a prince?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's a status story.
Yeah, so that's interesting to note. I really want to highlight that in terms of, because that's something that can be understated and misrepresented as well in terms of
that's why we're doing
science fiction right there. Just in terms of that. Science fiction, you have a story within that science fiction story. That's a setting.
Science fiction is not a story.
It's a setting of what you're doing. Yes. So it's not actually your genre of what you're doing.
Correct. And that goes into the second part of this leaf that we want to talk about, which is the reality genre. Mm-hmm. This is our second form of genre. Mm-hmm. Reality. The different types of reality you can have is realism, fantasy, factualism, and absurdism.
Yeah. We're on camera, so I can't just do this anymore.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
What of those four, Josh? what would sci-fi be?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna say it again. I'm sorry.
There's realism, factualism, and I'm gonna before we do reality, I'm gonna have to look up the difference between those two: realism, factualism, absurdism, and fantasy.
Fantasy, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not actually real.
No,
I know what factualism. Realism would be anything that could happen. Factualism would be something that actually happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the difference between those two.
Yep.
Absurdism would be nothing makes sense.
Silliness.
David Lynch did a lot.
David Lynch touched on absurdism quite a bit, actually. He purposely, Terry Gilliam, same thing.
Absurdist.
Yeah.
The absurdist that I always go to is Waiting for Godot, which is two dudes out in some nameless like expanse of something, and they're waiting for Godot to show up, and that's all that they're doing.
Got it. Would Rosencrantz and Guildenstern be absurdism?
Yeah.
I would think so too, right? That would be a similar
Probably
thing.
because of the meta aspect of it, you know.
Like they were characters within a story.
In a play.
Yeah. And I would think that's a bit absurdist.
They have no agency. Like the idea of like, what if they were to wake up to the fact that they were in a play, but they can't actually change anything
because they're a part of
They realize that they're right because it's like I'm on rails here.
Like six characters in search of an author. All those things where characters are within.
Man, Pirandello, good for you.
Come on, I know my stuff. You know what I mean?
Absurdism to me usually taps into this idea of like nothing matters.
Right.
Because we have no power.
There's no agency,
there's
as you
no
mentioned.
Answers.
Yeah, there's no actual stake or agency involved within the actual.
Everything is just meaningless.
And then even if you do answer it, just like you said, your characters within a play, how do characters within a play answer to their characters within a play?
And the reason why absurdism is so important is because we feel that about the universe. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about that shit all the time of like, we are this big.
Yeah. in ever expansive, what is it?
Like
300 billion galaxy situation?
Are nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing we ever do will matter. Yeah. And so there is that absurdism for me, at least. I don't know if it's the only thing that absurdism does, but this is what I get out of it, is it taps into that knowledge that I have of like nothing fucking matters. Like even on our planet, how long our planet has been here, if you just think about time, and we are in the...
Or how long humans have been here, 300,000 years type situation.
If they do it in that show...
God, you break it down.
Yeah, they do it in that show Cosmos of like, if the history of the Earth were a calendar year, we would be the last second of the last minute, of the last hour, of the last day, of the last month in the year. Like we would be that small.
It's so funny how long...
The entirety of human history. I'm sorry. I
cut you off. I apologize. When I think about that, it's so funny how long dinosaurs were here. Dinosaurs were here trillions...
Way longer than we were.
Like, they were here...
Well, they were here for trillions
but you
of years,
know what I mean? Like, excuse me, millions of years. But they were here for such a long time.
I know.
People think it's like, oh, they were here for a couple months and then got wiped out, and then humans came.
Right? Yeah, they were here for a few years.
They were here for a couple of years, then humans came and took fucking their place. You know, this was a dinosaur world.
They
bro.
had months.
They had
in that calendar.
Boy,
we've had 1 second of 1 minute of one day,
and we're wasting it
on podcasts.
What's wrong with us?
Anyway, that's what I get out of absurdism.
Right.
But yeah, fantasy would be it could be magical fantasy. It could be literally what we think of when we think of fantasy. Science fiction. It could be alternate history, cyberpunk, hard sci-fi, soft science, military.
Alien's the same thing. Alien's an action movie. That's an action.
Correct. Alien is more than just an action movie because it's not a villain that's after them.
Man, yeah, you're right.
What's after them?
It's an alien. So it's a horror movie. So it's a sci-fi horror. Yeah. It's an actual monster after them. So it's not just an action movie. See, this is duly noted in terms of like circling these off and going like, what is this?
Right. It's very, again, this is not the end all be all. This is not the only way that you can define this stuff.
Of course.
But we do have to define this stuff.
I agree.
In order to understand what we're making.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I think it's the thing we stated early on in the power of genre that even I myself will label myself, and I buck back against when I first heard. I'm going like,
Sure.
genre
Rules.
let me not do that because that seems like very constricting, which is it's so and
it's the opposite actually.
having approached it just simple as the simple thing of like a comedy or whatever the case may be or whatever you're writing or whatever you're creating, labeling things something down. Number one, labeling down genres that you love first. Going, I love these. Number one, I love these. Like I love a love story. So
Just knowing that?
for me, again, I'm just using myself as an example here. Knowing me, I'm like, man, I love a good love story. So I go, well, why don't I write love stories? Why don't I put those in on those other things? Like, why don't I put this comedy together and I put a love story in there? Why don't I put this science fiction story together and I put a horror in there? Why don't I do these things, these genres that I actually do appreciate and adore and love, and these stories I like to tell that I always gravitate toward? Why don't I go tell those stories if I'm a creator? To me, that's the first.
It can be a compass.
That's the first step in terms of finding out how to write genre. I would say watch your movies, and there will be a tracking line of going. I actually watch. Look at your DVD collection. Look at the movies you have queued up on your streaming service. I guarantee you will find a through line. That has helped me, at least. It has helped me be able to go, okay, I'm able to tell some stories. I'm able to line up some stories. I'm able to finish. That's the key word there. Finish some stories because I use genre.
You know what you're making.
I use genre as my guide.
Yeah, exactly.
I do. I go like, oh, it's a guide.
This sort of categorical way of thinking, it's not the answer, but it does help you get organized.
It does.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, no.
It makes me think of comedy too, because comedy is not a genre. Comedy is a setting as well.
Comedy would probably be a. Let's see, what would that be? That would be a style.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there.
Again, I really
would be a style.
I really want to stress this because people go like, "Well, comedy is a genre." Not really.
Well, I mean, at the DVD store.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. When you're looking for,
but when we're talking about storytelling, no, it's not a genre. Okay, great, comedy. So, what story is a comedy?
Yeah, exactly. What story is this comedy? And you're going, it's funny.
Good point.
Yeah.
It doesn't have an inherent story.
You have to label the story and go like, well, what's that story about? And you go like, well, that's a love story, or that's an action story, or that's a whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a romantic comedy.
Exactly. And that makes it so much more clear. I'm telling you, take it from someone that wants to go against that.
That wants to fight the genre.
I know. I wrestle it. I'm like,
I know.
It's
so great to see that in these past 6 years.
Yeah.
That what a convert you have, you and I have both.
Yeah.
Become from, doing this and putting it into practice.
You don't, it's just for me. And I'm speaking, and I apologize for taking the time to talk about this, but I think it's worth noting. Because science fiction and comedy are two of my favorite, and I use the genres, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But they're two of my favorite styles, I would like to say, instead. Those are two of my favorite styles.
Right, sci-fi is one of your favorite settings, and comedy is one of your favorite styles.
I love those two. Those two really
because you can have a sci-fi comedy.
Exactly. I love those two, and I love them together. I love them separate. I love those two things. But learning this has me attach an actual genre to those settings to be able to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish. I got it. I'm telling.
You can be comprehensive about it.
Exactly. I'm telling a comedy. I'm gonna do a comedy, but I'm gonna do this comedy. There's a love story there. So got it. It makes it so. I'm telling you, I am the one where I will buck against it. It makes it so much easier and so much more clear.
You have markers.
In terms of what you're doing.
We'll as mentioned, we'll get into the specifics of each, but it does give you markers to measure your story against.
And
am I actually telling a story?
And here's the thing. This is why now I'll stop talking about it. I just want to stress it.
This is why we do this.
You're right. But you will finish this way. This is the way you get done, is because you do have a barometer in terms of, well, God, if I want the guy to meet the girl, I know how I want it to end. I know where I need it to be. That number one. Then okay, well, he's gonna have trouble getting the girl.
Right. There's gonna have to
make
be
it
some
interesting.
Issues.
Well, there should be an opposing force stopping him from getting the girl. That's already right there with your eyes closed.
You're right. You're already ahead.
You're already knocked off half of your work just by doing those things. And then you build from there.
And maybe those opposing forces is somebody else that she's interested in.
There might be another person that she has or interested in or just got whatever. And then right there, you know how that feels. I know how that feels.
We're on the same page. Baby, we got a stew going.
Baby, we got a stew. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yes.
So just using that as an example, you know what I mean? Horror, sci-fi, you know what I mean? Got it. Science fiction. A monster.
What if the haunted house was a spaceship?
What if it was a fucking spaceship and that monster was hunting me? Okay, got it.
Okay,
I need to find places
right.
to hide. I need something to fight against it. Okay,
We're gonna have to figure out what its capabilities are.
It also
bit by
should
bit.
be. It should be stronger than me if I have to fight against it. Again, my eyes are closed while I'm doing this. So
Yeah.
that's
Easy.
that to
Easy,
me
baby.
has become the power of genre in these 6 years we've
Same.
been doing this. It's been like, oh, got it. It's to alleviate my stress and to not have
Right,
me work as
not
hard.
add to it.
Not add to my stress. Not
Correct.
say like, hey, get in this corner.
Yeah, you got to do it this
It's
way.
like no. It's just label what it is. So at least, and then also
It's like no. This is what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a list.
It's really it. And then it's your communication bridge too. It's the hey, by the way, as I just described to you with the horror and the comedy, I'm able to communicate with you now because you have been
We can get on the same
you have
page.
been scared and you have been threatened.
I've been laughed.
and you have been you have been all that stuff in terms of like opposing force of finding the one true. You know what I mean? That we know those worlds. All of us know that. In every state, we all know it. I don't care where we are. We know that stuff. So I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate of genre. That was Josh's.
Hell yeah. No, you just laid down why this is
10 minutes.
important.
So yeah, but yeah, just I
beautiful.
just want to reiterate because this is a lot of technical talk. It is,
But
and
it's
it,
the business.
and it can be you can run back from it because it's so technical. It's like, oh, I mean, God, that seems like a lot of work, and I know that because
It is a lot of work.
I thought of that myself too.
Stories
And-
are a lot of work.
and it is, but
But this helps.
this gives you some edge on it,
Yeah.
and it gives you some fucking leeway and headway on your story. The first step is, what story are you telling?
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Gotta figure that out.
What the hell story?
Because
are you
if you
telling?
don't know, it's not gonna work.
Every story that I have written that I did not know
Didn't work.
I didn't finish.
Same.
That was like
Same.
I don't
It's
know.
like I don't know what this is.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm inspired, but I
This
don't
is-
even know why.
And even answering all these questions, it's not the end. Particularly as you and I are moving into like watching more kind of just expanding our horizons.
We're opening it up.
Not every
Even thinking of our Criterion picks, we're like, we're
exactly.
really opening it up.
Not every movie has a story necessarily.
No.
So this is not the end of it. But if you're telling a story, this is a roadmap.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So
So,
thank you for saying that because what you
Thank
just
you for indulging me
what
for
you
that.
just articulated
Yes.
was the reason we're talking about this.
Yes, exactly.
So thank you.
No, well, I wanted to,
Yeah,
wanted to
okay.
Have everyone know.
We've gone over the content genres, which are our, action, horror, crime stories. Those are what kind of story are you telling? What are the characters doing? What are we as the audience going to get out of it? Reality, we went over that. That's okay. So where is that story taking place?
Yep.
What kind of reality is that story
World
taking
is
place
this
in?
story taking
Yeah,
place in?
exactly. The next one we'll do is style. And that's where comedy comes into play.
Uh-huh.
So there's a cartoon style, there's comedy, dance, drama, theatrical, literary, musical, documentary, cinematic. I don't know what cinematic. I think cinematic. I think this genre Leaf Clover was specifically designed for books.
Got it.
So cinematic means movies. And epistolary. Epistolary is fun because epistolary is actually a framing device. Do you know what epistolary is?
No, explain it.
So, The Princess Bride. When does The Princess Bride actually take place?
So is it, and I could be wrong here, and I'm gonna butcher this as I explain.
It's okay.
it.
Yeah.
Is it a time within? And again, walk with me through this. Basically, is it a time that you're mentioning in a story that doesn't actually exist?
Okay. So
Because it's in a story.
Yeah. That's overcomplicating it.
Go for it.
There is only one time
Right.
that movie, The Princess Bride, takes place.
That time.
It is in Fred Savage's bedroom
Oh, gotcha.
with his grandpa.
Big-
and his grandpa
Big fish.
is reading a book to him.
Yeah.
Big Fish.
Yeah.
That's epistolary, Josh.
I did not know that.
Or, I'm sorry, that's not epistolary. That's a framing device.
Yeah, framing device. I did. Oh, yeah.
So specifically what epistolary means,
Is a framing device.
it's a type of framing device, but it's somebody's written something. So that really applies to books. But like Handmaid's Tale, the book, is a written account of what this woman goes through. in Gilead.
Interesting.
And so the whole book is written. Man, I just read the best fucking book called I Who Have Never Known Men.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an epistolary. It's this journal that she's written at the end of her life, of this life of like this experience that she went through. So that's epistolary.
Amazing.
But same idea, framing device.
Yeah. Got it.
It frames the story. So Shakespeare does this.
Yeah.
Shakespeare does this in Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew. That's the one I'm thinking.
He does it in Taming of the Shrew, where they find a guy passed out drunk on the side of the road, and they're like, "Oh, let's make him into a let's dress him up in nice clothes and pretend like he's a prince and get him to believe he's a prince." And then part of them getting him to believe that he's a prince is like, "Let's put a show on for him." And the show that they put on is the Taming of the Shrew.
Would Midsummer
framing
Nights
device.
be a framing? Would that be the same thing, or no?
There is a play in a play in that, but not. It's not the whole thing isn't a play, right?
I don't think so. No, it's not. The whole thing is not a play.
Yeah, so they put on a play in the middle of it, but that's literally happening within
the context
action
of the
play.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does make
Yeah,
sense. It does
that's
make
the
sense.
difference.
Yeah, that's why I thought Big
Princess-
Fish right away. I was like, got it.
Big Fish, or think of a lot of people know Princess Bride. It's like,
Princess Bride.
okay, there is only one actual place that the Princess Bride takes place.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Fred Savage's bedroom. He's sick, and his grandpa comes over to read a book to him.
Yeah.
You know, that's the framing device. And framing devices are cool because they give us all sorts of opportunities to comment on the themes
Yeah.
and to foreshadow things
Yeah.
and draw, parallels
It's also a nice
metaphorically.
place to touch back to. Also, you get to like dip your toe back into a reality,
We
like
empathize
an actual
with-
world.
We are Fred Savage.
Exactly.
We are literally Fred Savage in that. Hearing this story. For the
Yes,
first time,
I like those. Those are really good. I didn't,
Yeah. So that's a style.
It's
epistolary.
Epistolary.
That means letter.
God.
An epistolary means a letter. It literally means a letter, but you can use that to apply to any number of framing devices.
Interesting.
So the story is not actually happening in the story. It's being told.
Oh, I see.
So there's a removal time-wise from that, and you can do all kinds of fun, creative things removing that time.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, okay. So those are our styles. And again, don't you listening, you watching, don't worry about, like, we're so glossing over all this. We'll go into each of these deeper. Yeah, there'll be a quiz afterwards, but, your grade's only
That always terrified me as a
90%
kid
of it.
when I was like, there will be a test halfway through. I'm like, I wasn't listening.
okay, so we've got two more left. We've gone over content, reality, and style.
Yeah.
Our two left are structure. We'll leave the simplest for last. But the next one is structure.
Typical.
That's either arch plot, anti-plot, or mini-plot. Arch plot is what we think of there's a very well-defined beginning, middle, and end.
Got it. That's our beginning, middle, and end.
And then
Plot.
We call it an arch because we start at one point and we go up,
and then
we're going through stuff, and then we end somewhere.
Figure something out.
It's like an arch.
Yeah, I got you.
It's an arch plot. Anti-plot would be there is no story.
So
Purposefully.
yeah, would that touch on absurdism too?
For sure.
That feels like that would
There we
the
go.
whole shake hands
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
We're
course.
not going to do plot.
Here's something.
Purposefully.
There's no story in the story. It was all a dream, man. That kind
Right.
of
Well,
shit.
I mean, and that's, you can do some things with that.
Sure. No, I'm not saying it's. I'm not.
That is, to be clear, anti-plot doesn't mean that you couldn't figure out your plot. Do you know what I mean?
It's not an escape plan. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
not
good.
an excuse.
I don't have to figure out a story. Fantastic.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
It's very purposeful.
Right.
And I would actually...
As a matter of fact, it's harder.
way harder.
That seems like you're adding to your workload
correct.
much more than you need to.
Brilliant anti-plot is probably the hardest fucking thing to do in fiction.
Yeah, that to me,
It's storytelling.
It's one of those like mirror things where you think it's closer than it actually is. Like, no, that's further away. That situation
Right,
is.
because what you just made was actually just bad.
Yeah, that was just shitty.
Right.
You don't know what's going on, do you?
Yeah. So
That's
that's
what's
anti-plot. Anti-plot. Oh, it sounds so sexy. It's a quagmire.
Because you're smoking a cigarette and you're sitting back there.
Like, well, what is life?
Yeah, you got your shades on. Who are we really?
But I am anti-plot. What can I say?
I can be Chris Martin.
My old mate Chris.
Come on now.
Come on, man.
From Coldplay.
Coldplay. Freezing play.
That's our Chris Martin. That's our impression of Chris Martin.
Yeah. Hire us now.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the last one. So there's arch plot and anti-plot, and those are kind of opposite of each other.
Okay.
Mini plot is kind of halfway in between. Mm-hmm. Also very difficult to do. Mini plot tends to kind of work in these loops. So rather than one rise and fall, it will kind of run in circles.
Series
Pulp Fiction.
Man, you fucking got me.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say, is Pulp Fiction a mini plot?
Yeah.
That sounds like it would be.
The thing that distinguishes mini plot from
there.
arch plot, mini plot from anti plot, is that by the end of a mini plot, you've still got the feel of a cohesive rise and fall.
And that was the problem with, what's that movie? 4 Rooms?
Pulp Fiction. Yes, as opposed to Pulp Fiction gives you an end where you're like, oh, it was all
exactly,
and it meant, and we explored these themes in different ways.
Exactly,
all right,
exactly,
yes.
Yeah.
And 4 Rooms is like,
wait, what? Yeah, that's the Robert Rodriguez and like they all did a thing, but it just
didn't work.
That's why it didn't. And he was saying why. He's like, oh yeah, it just didn't work. Well, it doesn't work because it needs to tie together. Correct. It needs to still
have to be saying
tie
something.
Together. Exactly. Still needs to say something in a full circle.
That's mini plot, and also very difficult.
Yeah, is it 3 Rooms or 4 Rooms? I think it's 4 Rooms.
It's 4 Rooms.
Yeah, I think it's 4 Rooms. Yeah.
I mean, who would have less than 4?
I wouldn't. I
wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't need a manager.
Okay, so that's structure.
Right.
Structure, arch plot, anti-plot, and mini plot.
Uh-huh.
The last one is kind of the simplest. Mm-hmm. Save the best for last.
Tasty.
Time. Are we telling a short story, a medium story, or a long story?
Short, medium,
long. And that does apply literally to what is the time span of what we're telling.
Now, does that time span equal in terms of page count, or is that time span equal in terms of the story time span?
Story's time.
Got it.
Always in terms of the story.
Got it.
That's how we're defining genre.
Okay.
Story.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so that's our 5 are content genres, reality genres, which we also called setting, but really it's about reality. What worlds, what type of world are we setting this in?
And that's the one where like science fiction and shit
correct.
like that live.
Style. So what style then are we going to tell it in? Is it going to be serious or is it going to be funny?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Structure. Are we point A to point B? Are we going to loop around but still have it come together?
Yeah.
Or are we going to toss all of that aside and be like, fuck it, no, you are not going to get that sort of story from me. You are not going to get moving from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell you that it's going to mean anything.
David Lynch.
And then time. How much time are we covering? And that's it. Those are our 5 components of genre. Now, time. Put those 5 together, and man, I can tell you exactly what kind of story.
Time again, just to reiterate some time. So the context of time in terms of like for instance, for example, Lord of the Rings. We're talking about in time. So are we talking about the course of time between when Frodo gets the ring to when Frodo throws away the ring? Is that what we're talking about?
That book was written as one book and then broken up by the publisher. So yeah. That is one story.
So that's all.
So how would you classify that, Josh? Would you call that short, medium, or long?
That's definitely long.
Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In terms of the length of
time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could tell a shorter version of that, obviously, but that's But when he gets it to when he finishes it, it's definitely a long version because you had to break it up and all that stuff.
Then I think of a short film that I watched with. Oh man, why can't I think of her name right now? I want to say Laura Linney, but it's not Laura Linney.
Bridget Jones.
Her diary. No, she was in The Haunting.
William H. Macy.
Bob Saget. No, what was it? Rizzo.
I was trying to think what I used to say.
Rizzo. Hold on.
I had this glass when I made that joke.
I'm going to look this up really quick. All right. Lily Taylor. Here, let me show you a picture of her.
Sharon Tate.
No, Josh. I actually don't know who Sharon Tate is. I know the name.
I know the name too. I can't think of a picture. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
There she is. That motherfucker right there.
I know that motherfucker.
Lily Taylor.
All right, cool.
She's in this short film. It's probably only 15 minutes. Where she's a secretary and she shows up at work, and it's just this one morning where something, I don't even think we know what goes down, but something goes, it's just her on the phone, her in her cubicle on the phone, and something goes down. Like someone doesn't show up for work and it means like their secret is out or whatever, and she has a fucking meltdown trying to like cover for it and talk to people and tell them it's no big deal, and then she's trying desperately to get a hold of this person. They won't answer their phone, and it's brilliant. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's just a morning. The entire short film takes place in a morning.
Got it.
I would say that's short.
So that's long.
Something, it can be. I would argue that reality can come into play with that too, and it's something that actually does literally takes place within like. How long does, say, Eternal Sunshine take place? One night, right?
Oh yeah, because he's just getting his memory erased, so it's just a night.
Right. So literally, the time literally is short. But if we're talking about the reality of it, the sci-fi reality of it, it's kind of epic. It's their whole relationship. It goes through his whole life.
That's interesting that you note that. Like that one specifically, because it
I'm
is
looking
one
forward
night.
to digging into that part of the genre leaf and talking about it. But
Opening that up in terms of the context, I think that's something that's understated within the time thing. The context of what we're doing. So what is the context? It's not just like using Eternal Sunshine. Yes, it is one night, but he is going through
literally his whole life
of his relationship.
Well, but he also goes back to when he's a kid, too.
And they go back to when that's even longer. So they go back to when he was a kid.
And in that way, time is so fragmented.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's it's undefinable.
Infinite in its own way.
Time. Yeah. So, right. And that's why it's an important thing to consider.
Interesting.
So, all right.
I love that.
That, my friend, even though this was a long one, it was a long one the last time we went over all these, too. I think it was the exact same thing. We did about an hour.
They're supposed to.
Right, exactly. Yeah. This is big stuff. That's genre.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Know it all.
Now we know. Now we can write a masterpiece.
Nothing else to learn.
It's a huge... I can just tell you personally, you've already kind of shared how much it's meant to you to kind of go over this stuff on a regular basis.
Please.
But it's been a game changer for me to understand what these story forms are and which of them I really like and identify with and which of them are I can stretch to, in interesting ways. It's not the house, but it is the foundation and some of the framing,
Yeah.
I still have to make that a home.
Mm-hmm. Well,
only I can do that.
But that structure can be strong.
But that structure really helps.
Man, it could help your house live through those storms that are going to definitely come.
Earthquakes, rain.
Because all that within a story will definitely come to your house.
Yeah. Or if my story is a ship, genre is the lighthouse warning me away from the rocks.
Yeah. That's all that, man.
So yeah. Thank you so much for being willing to go back to the basics with me.
Hear, hear, my friend. I'm always a fan to touch back on these. To remind myself. A fresh reminder is always necessary, especially since we're consistent writers and creators ourselves, that we're doing it. So I think a reminder every now and again, doing this again, even at a later date.
And I don't think we've ever done it, but if you're down, I would like to go through actually not just the content genres. We'll go through the content genres next. But I would love to actually go through on a cutting room floor each and every one of these.
I mean, honestly, that's what I thought we were doing. I thought you were just going to open it up and go like, let's just touch on every single thing on this page. So let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm in.
Cheers to that.
Yes, sir.
Cheers to you listening. We would love to hear your thoughts. What is do you define genre this way? Is this the first time that you've ever heard of genre defined this way? How have you thought of genre? How do you use, and then as we're talking about these different concepts, how do you use that in your own either appreciation of storytelling Or if you are a writer like we are, how do you use it in your own, your own art? We would love to hear from you.
What do you do?
What do you do? Why are you here? You've listened this far. There's a reason. Filmschoolpodcast.com/connect.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you. Josh, thank you for such a wonderful cutting room floor.
Yeah, man. This is it's always a pleasure going over this stuff again, and I'm very happy that we are going through it.
We're gonna do it all.
No, I mean I'm serious.
Yeah.
Let's open it up.
Let's we do this.
Not halfway. I told you. It's all the way in.
Balls deep.
Disney's the next.
700 films.
So yeah.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you at home or on the go, wherever you are, for watching or listening.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you with us. We'll end this one here and invite you to join us on the next
Chop Chop Room Floor.
We'll see you there.
Bam. Yeah.